Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing so far? Okay, welcome to a special panel from Levitating, a film that is competing at the World Cinema Dramatic Competition section at Sundance Film Festival this year. So we're going to be talking about the story behind the making of this film, and to give a little bit of flavor and sneak peek of how it looks like, let's see a short video of the film.
Udah bertahun-tahun pesta sambetan ada di kampung Latas. Warga bakalan kesambet sama 20 roh binatang. Prasuk bakal bikin alam sambet buat muasin tuh pelamun. Sanggar Sambetan Pusat lagi ngadain seleksi dari 8 sanggar di nih kampung. Siapa yang paling jago bikin alam sambet bakalan jadi pimpinan prasuk kita. Ayo, Ananto, pawit bu. Situ bisa bawa roh bulus buat bikin pelamun kebal, bawa roh semut biar mereka makan enak, roh kebo yang bikin mereka segar, atau roh binatang lain yang bisa bikin pelamun kita puas. Konsen, hilangin semua rasa benci. Sambetan itu nyalurin rasa seneng, kumpulin semua cinta. Dekat tuh pelamun, saluran.
So we just had a world premiere today, so hopefully some of you got a chance to see. If not, we still have a couple of screenings starting tomorrow, so hopefully you guys can grab a ticket and then see the film. So I'm gonna invite, oh by the way, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Iman, I'm producer of Levitating. I'm gonna invite Regas Banuteja, who is our director and writer. Woo. Angga, our main character, yeah. Anggun and Maudi Ayunda. All right, so for those of you who are not who have not seen Levitating, it's a film that talks about a young boy who is aspiring to become the trans party leader to save his village from impending eviction. But for those of you who also may not be familiar with the subject of this film, maybe Regas can start by giving a little bit of introduction of what trance and sambetan in this film is.
Thank you everybody for coming to this panel in this afternoon. So if you go to Indonesia, you will find many trans culture or trans parties. So it is an event when the people gather in a place, and then they will hear a music, and then they will dance together, and then there are some spirits who will possess them, and in their mind they will get transferred into a hallucination realm. Sometimes the realm consists of a realm that is full of flower or a very colorful world, or sometimes you feel like you can flying into the sky, and etc. Everything that is make yourself happy or tasting a good food and etc. And after that event, you will get satisfied, and some people get addicted to it and wants to join it next week in that party. It happened not only in the main island of Indonesia, it's called Java Island, but also in another island. And I believe this culture is not only in Indonesia but also in Southeast Asia, in Asia, or maybe in Europe and a lot of different countries. And I believe this party, if you see it from the spiritual way, yeah, we can say it that, oh, there is a spirit that got possessed to the body. But if you maybe see it from the scientific way, maybe it's not too different with sleep paralysis, or like you got daydreaming, but it's daydreaming with steroid. You lose your mind, yourself, and then what you daydream is become really, really real in front of you. So maybe That's the research of my film that I want to share to you from Levitating.
So in Levitating, Sambutan or trance is presented both as a ritual and also as an entertainment. How did you approach portraying trance not as something mystical or frightening, and what was the intention behind it?
If we saw a lot of horror film from Western, from Hollywood, and also from my country, a lot of trance always portrayed as a horror or demonic, satanic, something like that. But actually, the culture in my country, trance is considered something that we celebrate together. Like we are going to a club, and then we dance together, listening to the DJ. It's similar with this. So because in history, human and spirits are live side by side. For example, like my little brother, when I was 6 years old, he always told me that in my house there is a lot of spirits, such as a very big cat in our roof with 3 tails, or a white bat in my kitchen, or a turtle in my bathroom, something like that. And my brother got so enjoyed playing with those spirits. I got envy with him because I cannot see those spirits. I got obsessed with my PlayStation game, beating the antagonist in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But he can play all day long with those spirits. So from here, I want to show that spirits is just a being that live side by side with us.
Thank you. I'll go to the cast. I'll start with Angga. I think for those of you who have seen the film, it seems like all the actors here underwent a highly physical and intuitive preparation process. Can you talk more about it, especially on how you prepare for the role of Bayu?
Yeah, for the levitating, the preparation is very physicals, and yeah, but it also is deeply intuitive. But yeah, for me, the one main process is to learn the animal movement. It's the hardest part of me because I have to crawling like a leech, yeah, and to get some of the new spirits, and it's really hard because yeah, I didn't use my feet to move, and it's yeah, it's all about the core, and it's hard to make my face didn't get to the dirt or the mud, but it's also really fun things to do because I learned with the choreographer. It's his name is Masiko, and I learned a lot about the movement and the animal movement, and I really like it. And but I'm regretting because I didn't learn Andy movement like Maudi.
You want to learn Maudi?
I want to learn, but I think yeah, I will go crazy after that. And also the fun thing is I have to learn instrumental musics. It's called slompet in Indonesia, but it's like what flute, right? If in America, maybe you familiar with the flute, but it's like a traditional, very traditional, and it has like a small mouthpiece. It made from like a specific leaf, maybe like a I don't know, the palm leaf, yeah, like bamboo, yeah, like a bamboo, and it's very hard to do because it has like a vibration and anything like I don't even understand, and but yeah, it takes like maybe 3 months to practice because in this movie Regas needs us to play it live, so yeah, I have to to do the right things, and yeah, that's the hard part, but I really like to work with Regas because it's my second movie with Regas, and thank you so much for an honor for me to be joining in this film, and I think Sundance is very special to me too, and I really enjoy it. this film so much. Thank you so much because this film, like he shared a lot of things, like a private things, personal things, and yeah, we enjoy it when we reading and workshop.
Anggun, this is your first feature film, right?
Yes.
What is it about this film, other than the fact that, of course, you're going to be working with Regas, but then what is it about the story that captivated you to say, yes, okay, I want to be part of this film?
It was really the fact that now, I mean, when he contacted me, and then I was actually a bit ignorant about who he was. So basically, he slid into my DM, and I ignored him. So, and then we have a few friends in common, and all of them, they all like, hey, Regas actually try to reach you, and oh yeah, that name rings a bell, and then it was that message that I have received and didn't answer. So so ever since that, I actually watched his movies, Penyalin Cahaya, which was Photocopier, and then Budi Pekerti, I don't know that,
Andragogy.
Andragogy, and I was really I don't know, watching Regas movies is actually an experience. It's not just like watching a movie, and the way he tells story is really unique. There's always a social angle to his story, but then there's a lot of culture, and it's the kind of movie that leaves you. It has an impact on me, and actually it took me a couple of days before I could watch the second movie, that he did. So it was, and then after that, I thought, if I had to start to be in a movie, why not with somebody like this? Because it's always like some kind of I don't know. It's you meet a person, you meet a director, you meet a character, and then you meet the story. And for me, the story did not matter back then. It was just the fact that it was him. So that's why I said yes.
But yeah, many people know you as a singer, and then obviously your vocal ability is also being tested here because you have to do a lot of mantra. And not just basically, making the sound of the mantra, but you have to create the mantra yourself. Can you talk more about it?
Oh, that was one of the challenges that he threw at me. I mean, he throws a lot of challenges to all of us, very different. And mine was to create mantras. And basically, I had no explanation, no pointers, nothing. He just said that, we need mantras for spirits for a butterfly. That is absolutely like very different with the spirit of a tiger. So we need to be very different about that. And he was just talking about it the way, like just like that. And then he said, whenever I asked something, he doesn't really answer to my questions. I don't know why. And then come the day where we had to record the mantras, and that was really that was one of my first times being in Regas's world, meaning that I try to interpret what he has in his mind. So basically, he wanted me. He doesn't want me to have any kind of preconception of how the mantra should be. There's no word, so he basically just played the music that the composer is Maisienu Ariendra. It's just basically sounds and with drums, and then he performed the choreography of each spirit. of the animal. And then once he finished with one animal, he told me to go to the recording booth, and I had to record right away. So he asked me to be very intuitive, very raw, and so I wasn't thinking about performing. It was more about letting something go through me. You know, like it was quite mystical, I have to say, like this way of and the result, what you're hearing, I mean what people hear in the movie is actually it's a result of one take of recording, and then it's really like on the spot. So he didn't even give me a second take.
Because while we're on the subject, like, is there a particular reason why you approach it that way?
Our music composer that gave the instruction to only do the one take only, because if we did the second take, it is not organic anymore. There is a lot of self correction. The intuition is not there. So we want to take the bet. Okay, just one take per mantra. We believe in Mbak Anggun. Whatever it is, it will be our soundtrack and our mantras in all of our film. So, and then finally she nailed it. And also because Mbak Anggun also have a song called Mantra.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. That is
right.
true.
So maybe
Very different.
I believe in her. even though it's very different.
Yeah.
That is true, though. I'll go to Maudi. So Maudi, definitely Levitating is very different from any of the film that you've worked in the past. Can you talk more about it and how this particular role Lakshmi different from those roles?
Oh, yeah. I think with every film you get to be a part of, the characters are all very different. But I think this particular one was challenging and an interesting role for me because I had to learn these choreographies. I needed to kind of like change and build kind of like a new fictional persona as well, in terms of, I think Anga did this as well. We all did this in terms of changing our accents and like, subtly saying basically that we come from this, creating this otherworldly place. And so those are some of the challenges. But to go a little bit into the choreography, I think the word here that I've been hearing a lot is intuition. And I worked with a choreographer, Siko Setyanto. He's amazing. And what we did actually was we worked on a few sequences for each spirit. So for context, there's like a butterfly spirit, there's like a flea and tiger. And then we would do several sequences, but then he would also ask me to be like, okay, now I'm going to give you a whole 3 minutes to just improvise and let the spirit go through you. And I want to see what comes out. and so it was interesting. It was an interesting process of co-creation of the choreography. And, we talked a lot about what it would look like on set technically also, because the angles will change and maybe your camera will be coming in from there. And I have to be very fluid and just responsive. And so, yeah, so I love that there's both structure and also freedom to allow for obviously preparation, but also some amount of freedom, and to let that intuition and kind of more raw, primal version of the dance show up as well.
So we talk about the challenge for the actors, but Regas, is there any particular challenge for you in terms of like directing and writing Levitating?
Yeah, the most challenge is maybe to create the hallucination realm and to create the concentration realm. So if you see the film, there are 3 realms: the reality that we see like this. The second one is the hallucination realm, that the people who got possessed by the spirit transferred into the land full of flowers or everything. So I have to make a studio with a lot of artistic approach. Like for example, I bought one truck of flowers to make that scene, or maybe order 20 bat to do the massage scenes in the hallucinatory realm. And the lighting, of course, to do that is to make it different from the reality is also a challenge. And the third realm is the concentration realm. What is concentration realm? Actually, it is when Bayu, our main character, try to meditate, try to catch the spirit. We go inside his head. It is like a place with a black limbo space, and then he concentrate on one subject. But then when he got disturbed by, for example, disturbed by the sound of the walkie-talkie, the sound appeared in his head. Or he got disturbed by his past trauma with his dad, the image of his dad come into this limbo head. So that's the challenge, to create that particular lighting scene in that limbo head. And the inspiration was, every morning I did the meditation for 45 minutes. And whenever I try to calm down, many disturbance came into my mind, like jealousy, past trauma, or maybe a job that is making me stress. So I try to visualize that in the scene and represent by Bayu.
Any particular reason why you choose to use a black limbo, like a black screen, to visualize the concentration realm?
Because whenever I try to meditate, I always close my curtain, turn off the light, so there is no morning light, something like that. And what I saw in my eyes is only that black empty. But whenever, for example, I got disturbed by my friend that said something really hurting me in last week, the face of my friend came, and then disappeared again. And then, my mother that told me to go home next week, the face of my mother came and disappeared again. So that's, I try to visualize that in the film.
Okay. I'll go to Anggun. How did animal-inspired movement function as a bridge between human emotion and also spirit embodiment? Because obviously there are a lot of, like animal-inspired movements in these films.
Aduh. I think I have to refer to. I mean, all this. The choices of animal comes, of course, from Regas's mind, and you used to tell me that whenever you're tired or something, then your mind goes into like this daydreaming mode, and then so you're more aware, or you look at animals, you look at how they behave. And like, for example, when you go home and then you see your dog wagging his tail, and then so for you it's like you ask the question whether what makes him so happy. Is it because you're coming home? Is it companionship, or is it the promise of food or something? Or and then, or with a buffalo with a bowl, like whenever it's playing in a mud. So what makes it happy? So I guess maybe it's because the realization that other living entities, they can enjoy simple things in life too, like simple joy, and us as human, we are normally, we're given more sophisticated mind, but we overthink. We sometimes always, the happiness can be, of course, it starts from something, but then we always chase for something more. Like it could be bigger, it could be stronger, and then it can become an obsession. And I think the fact that the animal there is like, it's almost like a bridge. It's like a reminder for us that actually if we focus a little bit, on that little happiness, then we can really find that true joy, and I guess that makes sense, you know.
Well, while we're on that subject, Regas, were there any particular reasons why you chose this topic of like obsession, finding happiness, finding joy, as a big theme in this film?
Because I was a very obsessive person since maybe 15 years ago, since I found myself my passion in cinema, in filmmaking. I got very obsessed in to become the number one director, the best filmmaker, the most aesthetic cinematography, something like that. Because maybe the reference that I watched was a lot of great directors such as Tarantino, or maybe Park Chan-wook, Asghar Farhadi, and that makes me obsessed. I want to be like them. But then finally, it makes me exhausted by that, to chasing always to become the best, everything. Whenever I fail to make some particular scene, or the editing, I become breakdown and sad. So I try to remember in junior high school why first time I fall in love with filmmaking was I made a film about my classroom that has a lot of fight with each other because they have different opinion, and then I made a short film for them in order for them to make peace with each other, not to fight again. And then after I showed that short film to my friends, they are all crying, and they become united again, not fighting each other. That's the first time I felt the magic of film, that you can arouse, or you can affect the minds of human being, people to do kindness and compassion and empathy. So now I started to change my focus to there, not ambition anymore. I don't care anymore about what I felt earlier.
Thank you for sharing that. With going to the cast, for each of you, did making levitating also change your own relationship to surrender, ambition? Um, maybe we'll start with Modi first. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll narrow down the question a little bit to what I learned from my character. So, Lakshmi has a traumatic past. She wants to heal from it. She wants to run away from it. And so she found this trance party to be kind of a way of healing, I guess. But later on, we see her kind of realize that she's been running away instead of actively healing, perhaps. And the trance parties only gave her kind of a momentary peace. And then you kind of see towards the end of the movie, it peaks into this dramatic realization that you still have to engage in conversation, and you need to engage with the actual trauma itself to eventually perhaps resolve. So I think it's a reminder of not equating, I guess, escaping necessarily with healing, and those two are different things, and they can work well together. It's okay to also want to escape and to experience that momentary joy as you forget reality, but she needed to realize that facing it and engaging with it is also as important to eventually heal. So I think it's just a sweet reminder. Her journey is a sweet reminder of that for me.
Thank you. How about you, Anga?
I feel like this film hugged me so warm, and I really love, of course, the film, but also the cast and crew, because I find my new family in here, and I don't know, this today, because this is our very first time seeing with the audience, and finally Sundance give us a big chance to audience in America South, and I feel like there is still hope in very small things. So I'm yeah. So yeah. So it's so emotional, and yeah, I'm very happy to work with everybody in here.
Thank you. Anggun?
I think because my character is a teacher, Guru Asri, and she teaches people to. She teaches Bayu and other prasuk or spirit channeler to become the best spirit channelers, and it's a way to, of course, escapism and is something that we all do somehow in our own way, because we all walk through life with our traumas, with our problems, with everything that makes us us. And sometimes we need to conceal that, and sometimes we're not doing such a good job in it. So maybe this movie it's like a reminder for me to be kinder to other people, because we all go through something and we don't see, we're not transparent. So whatever it is that makes you feel better, whatever it is that helps you to face whatever it is that you need to face. So it can be, I don't know, going to a club tonight or something, or a nice. Are we going? I'm still wondering, and or maybe like watch a nice movie, or sit and relax, and like or walk aimlessly on a street. Sometimes little things like that can help you, boost your motivation. And yeah, it's a reminder for that, for me, that this movie. It's funny how something can trigger other things.
Okay. I'll open the chance for the audience if you have any questions or anything to say, to share.
Feel free. Any question?
Don't be afraid.
Technical.
Yeah.
How
Can be technical, can
production
be
maybe.
personal.
So what kind of camera did you?
Yeah, I could ask.
All right, guys, we'll allow to answer that question.
No, please don't. I don't.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Anggun. I'm Mia.
Hi,
I
Mia.
was, so I grew up in the 90s.
Yes. I know where you're going.
So, do you remember Perdut? Perguruan Cikini, Duren 3.
It's Perchik,
Percik.
Perdut, yes.
the high
So,
school.
where was your high school?
Where was my high school?
Yes.
My high school was in Jakarta, SMA 68.
Ah, yeah. So it's in Central Jakarta.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned about club. We have like clubs here that's cool in Park City, because I've been living here.
Are you promoting your club? Is that where you were?
I like to go to the clubs. So we also
Yeah.
so we also have the clubs in downtown Salt Lake. We call it Lake Effect. They have like cool live music, and also dance upstairs for clubbing, like hip hop DJ.
Ah.
Yes.
Is there a rock club anywhere?
Yes.
Like,
We also have like a country club called Westerner, and then for rock, actually last night we have like grunge.
Hey, that's my jam.
Yes, like Cranberries. So last night I requested Cranberries, a zombie.
Okay.
My question is, can you please sing?
Can I feel- Oh my goodness. Well, the thing is, you know what? I had just come back from Davos, where I performed, and then I flew here. So I think you can hear it in my voice that I'm a bit like sleep deprived. So I'm afraid if I have to sing now, it's not going to be a good experience for you or me. So I'm so sorry. I have to decline.
Thank you for declining. Okay, we'll go to the gentleman over there.
Hi. So my name is Pandey. We came here. I came here with all the students from University of Utah, and we study here for like already 2 years. And then I know it's not a question, but do you have any motivation for us, like study here abroad, for like give a motivation, like from all the.
Okay, well, yeah,
The one
She's-
study
the one who's
abroad.
studying abroad is
The one who studies it, yeah, like a,
Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Motivation time.
For context, Maudi studied here
This is-
in the US before. Yeah.
Okay, happy to see you guys. So, are you Indonesian? Oh, okay. Happy. Welcome. Oh, gitu. Oh, it's so good to see.
One main reason maybe you can find your true love when you study
Oh,
abroad.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good place to find your true love.
to find love.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. I'm still in like the mode of talking about trans parties, but I'm gonna try to get out and maybe come up with something. Maybe what I'll say a little bit is sometimes, during my time studying abroad, I used to struggle with homesickness or not feeling like, I was quite at home, perhaps, and or that I belonged fully, or that I was good enough. I experienced a lot of what's that syndrome? Imposter syndrome. And so I think I think one of the things that I used to remind myself a lot is when you're in a position of struggle, maybe, or feeling not quite as comfortable, that's actually when you're like growing the most. And I find comfort, at least in knowing that, hey, like I'm not comfortable, but it means that I'm learning so much. It means that like I want something more for myself. It means that yeah, I'm far away from home, but I'm trying to make a home out of a different place. And these are all like just wonderful things to remind yourself of. And yeah, proud of you guys for being here and doing what it is that you want to do. And yeah, keep going.
Lovely.
Lovely. Okay, the lady in green.
Thank you. I haven't watched the film. I couldn't get tickets to premiere, but just from like the video on screen before, I was wondering why you chose to go for like a more neutral color tone, even in the, I guess, hallucination realm. Like it's a very natural, like sunlight, I guess, as opposed to, I guess, maybe color grading it more. Yeah,
You mean the hallucination realm? The
Yeah.
treatment for hallucination
like
realm?
in the flowers just now. And
Why the color is more neutral than rather than
yeah,
reddish
like
or bluish?
distorted maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to choose one. Wants to create the color palette from the lighting or from the artistic set. So I decide to use it to compose the color from the artistic set. For example, like the flowers that is consists of red, white, pink, and then the one that you saw the silver man massaging, it consists of brown, silver, and black. If I combine it, if I combine it again with reddish lighting, it's too overwhelmed. There is too many elements for us to see, and it reduces the feelings of relaxedness, reduce the feelings of embracing the beauty. I learned from Anggun yesterday. There is a word. Also a syndrome when you do the touring in the museum for one day, from one art museum to another art museum, you become sick with all of these beauties. So yeah. So that's what I thought in this film. If I put too many beautiful elements or aesthetic, it will make us overwhelmed. So I decide the lighting is neutral, but then the set of the hallucination realm is colorful, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Regas. My name is Ridwan from California.
Hello, Mas Ridwan.
So you are one of the best director in Indonesia, and yes, which one is more important to you now? Creating a movie that is box office or a movie that is leave impact on people's life? So if you have to choose one of those,
Yeah.
which one? Thank you.
The second one.
Thank God the question is addressed to you, not to me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys.
Of course, the second one to make the impact of people's life, and I believe if your film making impact in people's life, it will become box office naturally. So the aim is the second thing, because I believe we are all this have hearts and have good intention to become a human. Sometimes film production are afraid to make the film about the topics that is not the mainstream outside horror, comedy, or romance, just because they thought that, oh, there is a pattern in Indonesian audience only love that. But if we have a courage to break through that boundaries and believe in our story, I guess step by step the audience will follow it. It just need our original heart to transfer to it. So the second one, of course, I always choose the second one.
Thank you. The lady over there. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'd like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to watch this movie as part of Indonesian Consulate in Los Angeles. Yeah, that's it. It's fascinating to learn about this movie from the director and also the main cast. Also very much interested in getting the point of view from people of the backstage. So my question will be directed towards Iman Usman as the moderator and one of the producers. My understanding is that you're still a household name in Indonesia tech industry, right?
Please tell your background.
Yeah, applause.
Thank you.
So what was the thought process behind the decision to take part in this movie, Levitating or Paraprasuk, as well as maybe brief overview of your role as producer? Thank you very much.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm not expecting to answer any questions today, but anyway. So I mean, to give a bit of context, so other than film, I actually work in tech. I started a company 12 years ago that is now becoming one of the largest education company in Southeast Asia. But for the past 5 years, I've been also getting involved in film, both as a producer and also investing. And before working in Levitating, I had the chance to work with Regas in his previous feature, which was Andragogy. And back then, I think it was very simple because, I mean, I've always loved film. I've always been interested in any format of storytelling because I think, I mean, film, yes, it's an art, but also it's a medium to tell a story, and it's a very powerful medium. And what captivated me at the time was, I think I was very intrigued with how Regas really, put and really crafted stories, to really leave a strong impression to the audience. So I watched a lot of his shorts, and I reached out to him, and then so I asked him what project are you working on right now. So he shared that he was working on an Andragogy, and it was a story about a teacher who basically got cancelled. The story resonated a lot with me, not only with the fact that it's around education, but also like how I felt like people nowadays are very easy to judge people and somehow cancel completely without really or truly knowing the full story. And yeah, I just got intrigued. Nothing, no agenda, no. I wasn't really thinking whether this will make money or not. Thank God it made money, but but I wasn't really thinking about it. So the story was really the one thing that captivated me. So I told him, like, I want to get involved. And I think he saw something in me in a sense that, making a film is one thing, but I think selling and distributing a film is also completely another thing. And I think that's where I came in a way that how we make sure that this story is not only enjoyed by, those who will definitely, love Rega's work, but also, the general audience. So that's how I got in. And going back to your question, what my role in it is basically, of course, like getting involved from pre-production, contributing to the ideas and the stories, really thinking about how we nail every scene, but also really thinking about from the business of it, in the sense that how do you make sure that the budget makes sense? How do we finance it? How are we thinking about communicating this film so that it resonates with its audience, it's meeting its audience? And I think that's where I came in. Yeah.
Because of him, I have to learn to use TikTok
Oh yeah.
to promote. I have to dance in the airport before going to this for the promotion with Angga.
Everything was consensual. So nothing was forced. So like I just introduced other medium that he wasn't comfortable with, and thankfully he was a very easy director to work with. So I'm glad. Otherwise, it wouldn't work in the second film.
As long as you are not cutting my budget in.
Oh.
No, just kidding.
Good point. Okay. Any other question? Okay, Jesse. Yeah.
Okay. Personal question.
Hi. So I was lucky enough to watch the film earlier. So the movie is obviously very supernatural and it's very local, right? It's very Indonesian. Now, as a non-Indonesian, I feel like there's one big question that I have, which is not actually fully addressed, which is the fun of it, I think. But is what is Indonesia's point of view on the realism of all the spiritual? So when we see all the trance and the possession and stuff, is that something that is real? As in, that's something that Indonesians believe in, number one. And then maybe relatedly, I mean, if maybe this is personal, but if you guys have a point of view on what you guys think about the realism of what I'm seeing, because I'm assuming it's fantasy, but I don't know. Is that what Indonesians also think?
I guess you want to answer this.
Yeah, because I grew up in a Javanese neighborhood in Yogyakarta that is very spiritual. I myself, I respect and I believe that spirits are among us. But then because I also learn a lot about logic, scientific, sometimes it can be seen from the logic and scientific point of view that maybe nowadays human beings haven't found a way to put it into the theory. For example, like my friend went to his home in the middle of the night. He rode a motorcycle, and then there was a woman who asked, "Can I ride your motorcycle as well?" But then turned out after he dropped the woman, and then the woman disappeared, and it's a ghost. Yeah, it's a true story. Maybe if we saw it from the spiritual, oh, that's the fairy or a ghost. But then if we see it from the scientific, well, maybe it's just the daydreaming of my friend, or my friend get drunk. It's also possible. But for me, as long as it is making our life better, making our connection with nature better, we don't destroy the spring or the forest because we believe that there is a gene or a giant who live inside it. But then the good impact is we don't destroy the forest. I think it's okay to believe it or to live side by side with them, and because in some sense it keeping the harmony for us to live in this world with love and care.
May I add?
Yeah.
You know, I used to work with this guy from Iceland. We used to write songs, so I would go to Reykjavik, and then he would tell stories about elves, about fairies, and they are so real for Icelandic people. But it doesn't mean so. You know, there would be a street, and then there would go like one tiny street that goes into the wood. And I asked my friend, so tiny, but what is it? Just like nicely done. Yeah, those are for the fairies, for the elves. And so for me, it's like wherever we are in the world, whenever there's this kind of mythology, or it's something that is actually closer to our hearts, and it means that it's again it's an indication that how close we are to this world, to the nature, to our nature, and how close we are to our tradition. And I like hearing that. I like knowing that Icelandic people, as weird as they may be, because my friend, whenever he gets sick, he would go to the closest bar, he would drink until he passed out, but like really pass out. He's quite known in Iceland, and he would stay there on the floor for 2 days.
What?
Yeah, like people would just walk over him, and then after 2 days he wakes up. It's like a reset, and apparently that is an Icelandic way of curing yourself from like a heavy cold or something. But then he also said, it's the elves.
All right. Maudie, do you want to add, or you can answer at home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have a chat with him.
All right. I think we have one or two more questions. Yeah, you first, and then.
Thank you. First of all, selamat sukses untuk film ini ya. So my question is, I have to set it up first. So this film, like many films, it shows conflicts, tension between what is tradition and modernity, the urban and the rural, spirits and science. But it also contains elements where these conflicts are reconciled. For example, Bayu and Ananto play with traditional instruments, but Pawit, he plays electric guitar and he plays rock music. So my question is there any takeaway, or is there any message that you hope the audience can take from this movie, especially the local audience in Indonesia, in like maybe how they can help resolve all this contradiction and conflicts, like which actions maybe to resist and which one to accept or resolve or reconcile. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, too. Yeah, Bayu used the traditional flutes, lompret. Ananto also used the traditional drum, but Pawit, the character, used the electric guitar. What I want to say from that is that modernity is not something to avoid or something that is, it's scary, our tradition will be gone because of this modernity. But I think the best way is to synchronize and then try to adapt those modern part, but still with our tradition soil. For example, like the guitar is the instrument from West, but if you know, in the northern coast of Java, a lot of dangdut music or the folk music there used electric guitar with those very skillful guitar fingering, like Slash in Guns N' Roses tapping. But the music genre is not rock, it's not pop, but it's dangdut. Dangdut is more like, folk Indonesian folk music. but with those electric guitar skill, the people who watch the concert without drinking any booze, without consuming any drugs, they become high by themselves only listening to the to the skillful guitar. It's like become an escapism. So in order to answer your question, is culture is something unavoidable, moving, always moving. But to make it marry with the tradition is our task, for us to not losing our roots and what our ancestor has built centuries over centuries for us in order to live in harmony. Yeah.
Yeah. One last question? Or, yeah.
Okay, I mean, anyone can answer this question, but I think it's fair to say that this movie is rooted in a very specific culture, yet it speaks to a very universal experience for everyone. What do you hope will resonate with international audiences when they watch this movie?
That's exactly my final question to Regas. Thank you, Cinta.
Is she a
Go, no,
fan?
I
Did
didn't
you
brief her.
brief her?
I didn't brief her, but yeah, we connect. Okay.
I remember the first morning in 2026, I went to a concert in my hometown in Jogja with a singer called Kunto Aji. he told the audience before his next song, he told us to close our eyes and meditate for 5 minutes, and then try to imagine what is the most hurting experience in the past, most traumatic that you have right now that you still carry until 2026. And then I remember a traumatic experience in my past. And then the singer told us to, okay, now you see the big ocean in front of you. Try to get rid of that experience, and it started floating away. But if that experience coming back again, it's okay. Maybe you still need time, but throw it again. If it is back again, it's okay. Until one time, it will deserted and floating out. So I think this film is also talking about that. When you can make with your a peace with your past, accept yourself right now, even though it needs process, it needs step by step to release all those traumas. If you can forgive yourself, forgive your past, you can share the happiness and love to other people.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and that concludes our session. Thank you so much for the cast and the director and everyone here who's making the time. And for those of you who have not seen Levitating, it is still available. I think some tickets are still available for some upcoming screenings, so feel free to check it out and see. If it's sold out, you can also watch it online on Sundance website, I believe. So check it out, and hopefully you'll be able to also experience what everyone has shared before. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
Let's take a picture together, no?
Let's take a picture. Yeah.
Just over here, and then we will.